enough to make it back to the Bay of Fundy. I think I made up my mind. The circumstances grim, but the future could be bright. I'm slowly drowning. At least I'm not sinking outright. I think I made up my mind. The circumstances grim, but the future could be bright. I'm slowly drowning. At least I'm not sinking outright. This note's all that's left of me. Chasing dreams that were never meant to be. Now I've resigned to misery, knowing I'm not coming home again to the Bay of Fundy. I think I made up my mind. The circumstances grim, but the future could be bright. I'm slowly drowning. At least I'm not sinking outright. I think I made up my mind. The circumstances grim, but the future could be bright. I'm slowly drowning. At least I'm not sinking outright. I think I made up my mind. Hello. Welcome back to another stream. I'm hoping you're having a thunderous Thursday. Friday is just around the corner, and so if you've been having a tough week, the end is in sight. If it's been a great week, savor it while you can. The weekend's almost here. Anyway, we gotta move because we are gonna try to get through this whole case today. That way, next week we can focus on the finale. And this is like the big finale of the whole trilogy. So I'm excited to see exactly where this goes. Water acquired. All right. Let's roll it. And my captions. Haha. I am totally top of my. All right, one of these days I'll get all this shit done in the correct sequence before I start stream. Today is not that day. Alrighty. Turnabout beginnings. The girl. Let her go. Shut up. Come closer. And I'll kill you. Oh. Sorry, but you're not gonna get the chance. Oh yeah, I remember this being really interesting. I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. This is a really cool sequence. Her very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. "6 years earlier, Mia Fey, first trial." Damn, a lot of time has passed. He's been doing this for 5 years now.
February 16th, 9:24 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 4.
Oh, I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm gonna die. I never should have accepted this case. Ah, good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia.
I didn't do nothing. I swear, I didn't kill nobody.
Terry Fallis, my first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago. Now, prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and try to relax it. So why did you escape anyway? I'm sorry.
What the fuck, man? I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody.
So, no. Let's pause. Trying to figure out his full name.
I never lie. I didn't escape from nowhere.
But Mr. Fallis, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago.
Sorry. I told a little lie.
Oh boy.
But anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody.
Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? I'm really sorry.
They sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear it, I didn't kill her. I could never do that.
2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. Then about 8 hours later, the policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. The police believe that Terry Fallis did it. After you escaped, did you meet the policewoman?
Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped.
So that much is true. He did meet with the victim.
But I didn't kill her. She was alive when I left. She was alive. It's true.
I can trust him, right? I mean, I should.
Ah. Whoa, Young Godot! That's sick.
I wonder if we find out why he wears the glasses now. Visor. Really, it's not glasses.
You're not gonna figure out the truth just by staring at the guy.
Why are you here?
I came to see how our little kitten was doing all alone in the big scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with.
Where's Mr. Grossberg?
That old man is probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando.
Oh, interesting. So his real name is Diego Armando. Godot? I didn't say. So, Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law Offices, is here for me?
No. You've got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine an escaped death row convict for a first client.
Yeah. Thanks. I sure wish I could get out of it, though.
Relax. I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well.
Really?
However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned the reputation as genius since beginning his law career.
Genius.
Well, it's about time to head in, kitten. Sharpen those claws of yours. It's go time.
Solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. That's why my client ran away from. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him. Not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes, heard that simple, childlike voice, I just had a feeling that he was telling the truth.
February 16th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 4. Order! Oh, right. Court is now in session for the trial of Terry Flawless.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fey.
Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. So you're the new prosecutor everyone's talking about, eh? They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age. At 20, Your Honor. I guess our little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh?
Come on, Mia. You can't lose. Not to someone younger than you.
Young people running a trial. Not too sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in the case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon. Is that correct? Precisely. But the defendant is not on the trial for escaping prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered. So we're here to determine...
if Mr. Flawless was responsible for her death?
You got it, kid. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Flawless, was sentenced to death in this very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. A truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Correct. But in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony.
A witness's testimony?
The testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. She arrested Mr. Flawless at the scene and later testified against him. She saw the witness, Mr. Flawless, throw his young victim into the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered.
So, Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away?
That police woman you just mentioned, that wouldn't be... Exactly. The victim. The same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Aha! I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago, eh? With only one thing in his mind, to take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now.
Huh?
Yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty.
Objection!
Wait a minute. That's not right. At least hear the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honor.
What I missed? Not much. Welcome, Kev. We just got started. I'm still trying to like nail down the voice for this guy. I'm trying to channel Marty Biron. I don't know if you know who that is, but he's a sports commentator. He's a French Canadian dude. Watch yourself, Miss Faye. I'm not sure I care for your word choice or your tone of voice.
Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders.
Why, you? You're even younger than me, you hypocrite.
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. Oh yeah, you met young Edgeworth. I did, yeah. You know, he looks very similar. He's one of those people who, like, as they age, they look the same. They just like become a little grayer. But yeah, it definitely tracks. He feels like the kind of person who would age gracefully.
I call the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case.
He's probably gonna be such a hard ass. Whoa, different color jacket for him.
Witness, state your name and occupation.
Gumshoe, Dick Gumshoe. I'm the homicide detective in charge of the case, sir. I finally got promoted to the detective division half a year ago.
I don't believe anyone asked you about that.
Hey, man, you got any idea how much work it takes?
What is it?
You're really gorgeous. I do love how, because he's still Von Karma's pupil, he has Von Karma taunts and moves. It's really neat. Oh yeah, young Gumshoe too. Hell yeah. That is cool, because he's definitely going to be more, you know, similar to Von Karma at this point in his life. That just makes sense.
Excuse me?
No, seriously. My heart, it's aching for you.
Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up on contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache.
Okay, I got it. Now, detective, tell us about the incident. Yes, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran on the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. That much is already stated in the autopsy report. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself. Yes, sir, I got you. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here. This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. And the river that runs under there is Eagle River. Victim and the defendant met there, on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at a police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir.
I see.
Dusky Bridge map added to the court record. Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Fortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge. Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. Slightly unrelated, but something cool they did in Rise from the Ashes is have young Edgeworth close as a cameo in that case. Look at the left. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I do remember those. This is the wrong screen. That. Oop. I don't know why this scene echoes. Anyway. Okay. Weird. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Back to the game. But yeah, I did see that. I didn't realize that that was the young Edgeworth clothes. They kind of look so similar to what he wears. I assumed that was what he, I assumed that's just like his court day clothes. Hold on, now I gotta look up what his normal outfit. Oh wait, I can just look at the end card. Okay, yeah, he's got more of like a proper suit now, I see. Same color scheme though. If there was no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that they even met there. Your Honor. Yeah, this is like so colonial core. No sound music on stream. Oh yeah, I got you. Oop. There we go. All right, there we go. That should be all good. If you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Oh, my mic is still muted? Mic's not muted. It's unmuted now. Are you still not hearing anything? Oh, okay. Cool. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? I am not sure I like you wagging your finger at me as though I were some hoser. Detective, proceed with your testimony. Yes, sir. Here we go, Mia. Hang on. Okay, now. Listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake, and this guy will drink you for morning tea. Trust me. Get ready. This is either Godot's twin or Godot. And he became extremely American and switched to coffee. Yeah, you met Armando too, Mia's boyfriend. Oh. Interesting. The lore deepens. I mean, that explains why he keeps calling her kitten. That'd be really creepy otherwise. It's like random coworker. Hey, kitten. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Fawless. They mentioned it in the first case. Yeah, he was the one who got poisoned and why she wanted revenge on Dahlia. Right. Okay, I do remember that. Okay, so this is the one who got poisoned. Interesting. Oh, man. But why is... If he didn't actually die and it turns out to be Godot, why is he not like Phoenix? Because Phoenix didn't protect Mia, maybe? Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself, making assumptions. Just because they look like the same person. It could totally be a fake out. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body in his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. 3-1 is Mia's second trial, 3-4 is Mia's first. You'll see why. Sick. Mr. Fawless was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge. Naturally. Now, would the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination? Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination. Coming right up. Hey. Settle down there, kitten. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee. Oh, now he's drinking coffee. Didn't he just say he was drinking tea? I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here. The courtroom can be a cold battlefield, all right. Especially for a beginner. I don't need you to worry about me. I mean the defendant, the witness, everyone's a beginner in here. You got me there. Maybe you should keep your claws out. Show them what you've got, kitten.
It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all last night watching.
All right, we got this. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet.
This unknown person, you have no idea who it might be, right?
Sorry, but I'm afraid I do.
What?
The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Follis.
What?
The defendant? The defendant called her? Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about her phone call with Mr. Follis.
A note?
Yeah, a top secret memo that she left in her desk. Interesting. According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Follis.
Whose bright idea was it to keep that note from me?
Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer. It's that detective's fault. He's the one that said unknown person. Hey now, don't make that face at me. I just said it that way because the prosecutor told me to.
Was that a trap? With that cute face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky.
Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge as designated at the designated time and met with Mr. Follis.
A bridge up the mountains? But why meet there?
Because it is a very important place to the defendant. That's why. What do you mean by that? If you remember,
I'm mixing up the voices now.
if you remember, 5 years ago, the defendant kidnapped a young girl. He was chased onto a bridge, and it was there that he killed his hostage. And the place where all of this occurred is, of course, Dusky Bridge. The very place where Sergeant Hawthorne was arrested and handcuffed Mr. Follis. Returning to the scene of the crime. How nostalgic. And that's where she was. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir.
Was the body of the victim discovered right away?
Yeah, we were really on the ball. We found a criminal within 1 hour of the murder. It was great. We even got to say, "Don't move. We got you surrounded."
I love Gumshoe. Wait a second. Isn't there something weird about that?
The location was a suspension bridge up in the mountains. So how did they find out about the crime so quickly? Sergeant Hawthorne must have mentioned the phone call to someone else. Oh,
Sergeant Hawthorne must have mentioned the phone call to someone else, right?
ha. If that's what happened, then she wouldn't have been killed. She never mentioned the phone call to Mr. She never mentioned the phone call from Mr. Follis, but she left a note on the desk about it. If only I'd noticed it earlier, maybe she'd still be alive.
I wonder why she didn't mention the phone call to anyone.
Criminal stuffed a body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Follis was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. Listen up, kitten. There's a big trap waiting for you in that testimony.
A trap?
Walk into it carelessly, and it'll leave more than just a flesh wound. Fun, huh?
No, it's not.
Well, if you want to have any chance at all, you better get some more information. And if you're gonna get caught in a trap, it's best to get caught early. You can always look for contradictions afterwards.
The ever-famous contradictions. Sure hope I can find some of those.
Okay, so that's all the testimony. Let's look at what we got here. So we got the map.
See my mouse on the screen? Nice. Okay, so the incident occurred about here, and then they went down here and he took their body to the car? That's what he said? This is 5 yards. So the car is roughly 5 yards. Maybe a little bit less. So this is roughly like 12 to 15 yards. Not an insignificant distance to carry a body, especially on this kind of a suspension bridge that's not the most stable. Lawless 4:30 p.m. at that bridge. Wear white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Hold the fuck up. Dahlia? That Dahlia? Interesting. Let's see. Huh. Okay. So, on the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant, but we do know who it is. So, let me save. But I think this is the only thing I can present.
Objection!
Oh no. Your Honor, what do you think of the witness's statement? I don't think anything of it. What about you? I guess I don't think anything of it either. Alright, I was thinking like they're not unknown, but I guess. I thought I did, but maybe I didn't, because it set me back at the beginning, so I assumed that I went through all of them. Definitely press this. Yeah, I think I did press all of them, but I guess I can press these last few again.
Hold it!
Was the body of the victim discovered right away? Yeah, we were. Oh, okay. So that's the last one I pressed. Why did that send me all the way back to the beginning? That's really annoying. Okay, that threw me off completely. Now we're cooking. Okay. The criminal stuffed the body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Fallis had a car then? Well, that bridge is way up in the mountains, man. Might have done that on accident. Yeah, it could have just been like a little glitch or something. That threw me off so much. Oh, damn, that's so funny. Anyway. Well, that bridge is a way up in the mountains, man. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, how else, right? What? You mean the defendant drove his own car? No, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Car thieves. I'm not too sure how I feel about the car thieves. Is this guy sure how he feels about anything? This is a photo of the stolen car's trunk. Naturally, that's the body of Valerie Hawthorne in there. Whoa, that doesn't look too comfortable. The victim, she was stabbed in the back, correct? Yeah. Huh. For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back. That's a weird conclusion to draw from a literal woman being literally stabbed in the back. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Mia. We're talking about a woman here. You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back nice and firm. The condition of the body when it was discovered is very important information. Detective, was there anything fucking it? Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car?
Here's a photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange. Do you? Anyway.
Oh, wait. Oh, interesting. The photo being presented as part of the testimony is new.
Hold it!
At least in this format. What did the defendant have to say about this photo?
What he always says, ma'am.
They giving you a hint, I imagine. Yeah, probably.
I didn't do nothing.
I didn't do nothing.
That's all he says.
Nothing. I wouldn't say that he did nothing. At the very least, we know that he stole a car.
It's just what he always says, Your Honor. Then he always says,
Sorry, I told a little lie.
or something like that.
Well, in any case, it seems he was caught and arrested.
Precisely. Mr. Flawless was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain.
Hold it!
That certainly is some impressive police work.
Well, no, actually, it was way too close for comfort. We set up that checkpoint just after 5 p.m. Figured that Mr. Flawless might try to run.
What do you mean it was too close for comfort?
The two of them arranged to meet at 4:30, and it takes approximately 30 minutes to go from the bridge to the checkpoint.
That was kind of close. Any later, and Mr. Flawless could have slipped right by.
Listen up, kid. There's a big trap waiting for you in that testimony.
Oh, okay, listen.
All right.
Now we've pressed everything. Alright, let me look at, we got another piece of testimony. Okay, so, let's see. Went to Dusky Bridge. That's where she was murdered. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make his getaway. I imagine too. Here's a photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange, do you? I mean, the lock is busted, but that makes sense if it's a stolen car. Let's see. 40 feet. River. Wear a white scarf for identification. Oh, does she doesn't have a white scarf. Maybe that's what it is.
Objection!
Witness! What is it? Do you have something to say, Miss Faye? I'm sorry. I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've ever actually had to address someone like that. You should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Faye, I'm not sure I like this.
Say there, little kitten. Want a piece of my coffee candy?
Candy?
Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee.
Come on, Mia. Shake it off. You're a lawyer. Detective.
Yes, ma'am.
This photo. You said that there was nothing peculiar about it. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well then, I suggest you take another look at the note written by the victim.
Note?
It very clearly says, wear white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like, thus this special request.
I
I have one very simple question for you, Detective. Where's the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo.
well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am.
And you stopped there? You should have looked for it.
Ah!
The caller told her to wear it to identify herself, so I'd expect.
Alright, hello. I don't know why the fucking Ethernet cuts out like. We're on Wi-Fi right now. So, we'll see how that goes. So, anyway, let's get back to the game. Alright, anyway. Where was I? Oh, yes.
The scarf you are searching so desperately for. Is it this one, perchance?
Ah,
Where did you find that, sir?
On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation.
Why didn't you tell me?
I made a decision to keep all the pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place I know.
That hotshot sure has flair for the dramatic.
It's not exactly white, as the caller requested. But as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for.
But it looks like it spent some time in the mud.
Not surprising. It was drizzling on the mountain that day.
Prosecutor Edgeworth. He was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time?
The court will accept this scarf into evidence. Found on Dusky Bridge.
Now, if the attorney for the defense is finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is all right with you, isn't it, Miss Faye?
Why would I like to wrap this scarf around his smarmy little neck?
Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively and with hard evidence that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Follis did indeed meet on that bridge that day. Further, we will show exactly what occurred there.
That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it.
Everything is moving at his whim.
Don't forget, kid. There's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius.
A genius, huh?
Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off. Looking at this photo, you really get the sense that this bridge is very high up.
It's about a 40-foot drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below.
Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway?
Let's just say that it was a well-intentioned third party.
Aha, a potential witness. So, why isn't this person in the courtroom?
Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify.
The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
So as you can see, Terry Fallis had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point that what happened on that bridge.
Aha! The truth is becoming more clear to me now.
Huh?
Yes, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty.
Not again. It's not fair. I haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean,
Events on Dusky Bridge.
Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally... Oh, whoops.
Hold it!
Who is this eyewitness? She's a college student. A female college student? That's right. Meaning she's female and a college student, ma'am. She doesn't do well in front of other people, so I came to testify for her. Maybe so, but as the attorney for the defense, I have the right to cross-examine her.
Objection!
For the time being, we're not relying on the witness's statements. That is all.
What is that supposed to mean?
The prosecution has other more decisive evidence. Our case doesn't rest on the vague testimony of a female college student.
A female college student, eh?
Means she's female and a college student, sir.
If you absolutely must hear her testimony, you'll have to wait. You'll have to give us a good reason why.
Please tell us about the more decisive evidence in question.
This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf.
Hold it!
The victim is wearing a scarf in that photo, all right. So, about the witness who took this photo, what was this person doing all the way in the mountains? She was taking photos of wildflowers, apparently.
There are many unusual types of flora on that mountain, Miss Faye. People in the area say it's because of the spirits that live there.
Spirits? Now that you mention it, this photo, this cloudy fog-like thing, is it a ghost? I don't believe it.
No, Your Honor, no. I don't think it's a ghost. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately. It's a little hard to see what's going on.
Hold it!
Drizzling, huh? That's right. There was a light rain coming down. The whole place was dreary. Not as dreary as the mood that's in the courtroom right now. Looks like a cold front just moved in.
In any case, the point is that the area was quite damp. There was even some fog.
I even slipped and fell while I was on the bridge. It was really something. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Is that part of the witness's testimony as well? Of course it is. He pushed the victim hard in the back and she fell down right on his stomach.
I remember that happening once myself. It was really brutal.
Are you talking about seeing someone get pushed, or Were you the one getting pushed? Does it mean that you pushed someone down like that once? His mind-boggling tales and the way he said brutal. Wonder if he's Canadian.
Ah. Save your nasty look for the right person.
Huh?
Take a look. Poor baby. The court record seems to have wet itself.
Hey, watch where you spill your coffee. The court record, huh?
That must have been when the scarf fell.
So in other words, there was a struggle between the criminal and the victim, huh?
That's what the witness said. Well, looks like she didn't remember about the scarf. But from what she said, it sounded like a pretty violent fight, man.
The area was wet from rain. The bridge was probably wet too, which would explain why the scarf was all covered in mud, but there's something about this testimony that's still bothering me.
Talk about a surprise. I had no idea there was a photo.
So what do I do?
You really still believe in him? Mr. Crybaby, I mean?
Of course I do.
So the little kitten believes in fairy tales, huh? In that case, the answer is obvious. If what you believe is the truth, then that means that somewhere hidden in that testimony is a contradiction. One huge contradiction waiting to be discovered. That's your chance. Actually, it is an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. Oh yeah, we're back here. Okay, this is, where is it? This is what struck me as odd. Because in the photo, first of all, let me see. Because in the photo, they're facing each other. So it seems a little odd that you'd push her down from the back, you know?
Objection!
Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence.
Aw, shit. I'm sorry, but I think the only thing out of place here is that pointer finger of yours.
That could very well be.
Here, take this penalty and try thinking things through again. Actually, wait.
What's the problem? Pointer fingers are made for pointing.
Huh. Let's see. If he did push her, her coat would be dirty too, right? Wasn't like that in the crime photo. True, true. That's true. We could use this photo instead. Let's try that.
Objection!
Hey. Okay, okay. We're on the right track. Just needed to recalculate a bit.
So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct?
Yeah, and fog too. Just a generally soggy atmosphere.
Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere.
But this is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the car.
Considering the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right.
Well, by all means, please enlighten us as to what isn't right. What is it about this photo of the victim in the trunk that doesn't look right? Mr. Coates.
Take that!
Naturally, the answer is right here.
The victim's coat? As far as I can see, there's nothing strange about it.
That's exactly what's strange.
If he... Oh, yeah, I read that.
Recall the testimony where the conditions on the bridge what were the conditions on the bridge that day? It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky Bridge was all wet. If the victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge, then the front of her coat should have been covered in mud.
That's exactly right. The other day, I fell on a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was foul.
Objection! I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. If Your Honor had fallen in the shower instead of on a muddy street. Your glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet, but not muddy.
They have a beer league? That's so funny. Fortunately, I've yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken.
Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day?
The surface of the bridge, huh?
A real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this.
Neither would a real woman. Bit of a chauvinist, huh? Of course I can. Here's the evidence that proves the surface of the bridge was muddy. This is easy.
Take that!
The evidence is this, the scarf. Ah, it should be obvious. If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy, it means the bridge was obviously covered in mud.
No, I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo.
Bimbo! Rude? Hey, same to you, buddy. Yeah, you tell him, Maya. Mia. Whoops. Miss Faye's assertion makes perfect sense to me.
Objection! I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction?
This is also Edgeworth's first case too. Guy pretending isn't he? Guy pretending it isn't. Oh, I see. He's just putting on a strong face. Huh? It'd be kind of funny to hear his inner thoughts during this.
Oh shit, she got me. How did I not think of that? For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we?
That's for investigation games. Hell yeah, that'll be fun. All right. It's not like he's really giving me a choice here. Also, does Mia lose this case? Because until Edgeworth faced off against Phoenix, wasn't he undefeated? I guess we'll find out. Huh. You're doing pretty well for a little kitten. Mr. Armando. Pretty much. As for the result, you'll see. Yeah, okay. No matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered in the trunk, a witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness's testimony that stated she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? The false evidence is one of those three. I keep wanting to do the other judge voice. Humph. What you said just now, I'm not sure I like that. But that wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the coffee aficionado over here that said it. This court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into court. But we won't let him. We'll expose his evidence as the flimsy scam it really is. Yes! The false evidence in the case is the... Big choice time. I feel like it's gotta be the photo. Not the witness photo. Body in the trunk. Because of the dirt. It makes sense that... Or is it the testimony? Yeah. Yeah, for some reason I just assumed this one was gonna be the scarf, but no, I think it is the testimony. Because, yeah, the body in the trunk makes sense if the witness didn't get pushed, or if the victim didn't get pushed over. The photo, I have no reason to really assume the photo is fake. The body in the trunk, I was thinking that because of the whole coat thing, but I don't think it's necessarily fake. So I think the testimony is the best plan of attack. There's definitely something fishy going on there. It's a no-brainer. Obviously, it's the witness that's suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen?
Yeah, that's what the witness told us.
That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all.
That's true. Ha. It's not just true, it's the truth. If there was a truly decisive witness in this case, I'm certain that boy Wonder over there would have called them in the first place.
Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well.
You tell him.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears that we'll need to hear from your mysterious witness after all.
You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time.
Very well. Then please bring forth your witness at this time. Now's a good time, yeah. What Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth?
Guess we'll find out.
Now, let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. That's the wrong voice.
This is it, Mia. Battle begins here.
Here comes the first ad break. I'll see y'all in a few. Appreciate you.
Okay, and then free for an hour.
Witness, what is your name and occupation?
Oh, fuck. Of course it's Dahlia. Everyone is so silent that I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter. Huh. Oh. When I look at you, how can I put it? You look as scrumptious as the double-double at a dozen donuts. You look as scrumptious as a double-double in a dozen donut holes. I feel like I want to hurry up and hand down a verdict just to have a bite. Hey, not so fast.
As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. I would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman. Miss Faye, you could learn a lot from this man. If he's such a gentleman, he sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir? Yes, my dear. This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause. Oh, no, not at all. It's no trouble at all. Now then, may we please have your name and occupation? My name is, Melissa Foster.
A likely story.
I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department.
You were on the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct?
And you were the one who took this photo. Is that accurate? How can you be so mean?
Now, see here. What are you doing shoving that in her face like that?
Huh? But it's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous.
Next time I'll be forced to penalize you.
Uh-oh. I don't like the turn this has taken. Is she staring at me? And you would be? Huh? I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Fey. I see. So you are...
Now then, young lady, could you please give us your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Then I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly they started fighting. That's when I hurried and took a photo that shows the crucial moment. Right after that, I called the police.
A likely story. By the way, where were you standing when the incident occurred? I believe the map would be of help here. She definitely lying about this knowledge here. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I don't trust anything she says.
I was standing right over here. I was standing in a beautiful field surrounded by tall cliffs.
So you took the photo from that location, eh?
I brought the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to.
What a cute camera, just like its owner. All right then, Miss Fey. Time for your cross-examination. But I warn you, make the witness cry again and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel.
I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Did you say wildflowers? Yes. The mountain is famous for its beautiful spring wildflowers. But it's only February. Well, I couldn't wait for spring to come.
I know just how you feel. It's just like when I first started growing this glorious beard of mine. I just couldn't wait, so I wore the... Sorry. Stupid fruit. We've gotten rid of most of them, but one decided to show up again today, I guess. Fucking A. I just couldn't wait, so I wore a dyed blonde Santa beard until mine grew in properly.
Would you mind if we got back to the facts of the case, Your Honor?
Then I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Was there anything strange about the two of them? I'm a bad girl. I know I am. It looked like they were having a really serious conversation up there. So I decided to watch them, like some kind of peeping Tom.
No, not at all. Everyone is like that. I love watching other people fight too. In fact, I can't get enough of it. Actually, that's why I took this job in the first place. Too much info, Your Honor.
In any case, it's perfectly natural for you to have kept watching them. Especially dressed as they were.
Well, anyway, I was watching them very closely.
Judge definitely a big hockey fan. Yeah, he probably some basic, like, watching Toronto or Edmonton. Some stupid-ass team like that.
Suddenly, they just started fighting.
Hold it!
you have any idea what they were fighting about? Eh? No, I have no idea. Why do you ask that? Oh, I just thought maybe you overheard what they said.
Oh, by the way, if you're not a hockey fan, which probably you aren't, those are like the teams that get like over-reported and biased on by all the Canadian media. So that's why I said that. They like both of them are falling to pieces right now, and it's still like, ooh, what's the future of Toronto? What's this for Edmonton? Blah blah blah. And it's like both these teams are ass, man. Let's talk about a team that's going to win. Yeah.
Oh, I just thought that maybe you overheard what they said.
Oh boy, here come the waterworks. Those WWTs.
I would never eavesdrop. I've got more class than that.
That's right, Miss Faye. Don't drag the witness down to your level.
That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment.
Hold it!
Why did you take a photo? Well, the two of them were really going at it. Ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to be a news reporter. I guess that part of me just kind of took over.
They weren't really going at it when you took the photo, though. They were just kind of standing there.
Yeah, exactly. Smells like a lie to me.
Yes, I understand completely. Even now, I can't completely abandon my boyhood dreams. I still use my grandson to test my comedy routines on. Oh, God.
So he wanted to be a comedian, huh?
Not that it has any bearing on this.
All I could do is use my camera. So I took the photo of the crucial moment and gave it to the police. And right after that, I called the police.
You called the police?
Yes, because it looked to me like the murderer was going to try to escape.
We were already moving before the call even came in. Thanks to the victim's note, we had already started our operation.
I keep wanting to do the other judge voice. It's such a reflex. I just see the beard.
That was certainly tough luck for the criminal, eh?
If Terry Fallis isn't the criminal, then there must be something strange in that girl's testimony.
Be careful, kid. That girl has the judge wrapped right around her little finger. You're gonna have tough times poking holes in that testimony of hers. You're gonna have to come up with something really good, Mia.
You're gonna have to come up with something really good, Mia.
Alright, let's see what we got.
I feel like this has to be it. Let's see.
The photo that shows the crucial moment. I feel like that's gotta be this, right? Like, does this show a crucial moment? It's either this. I feel like it's the photo on the bridge, and it's either this statement or this statement. I'm gonna go with this one, because this one specifically mentions taking the photo. Yeah.
Objection!
Hell yeah.
Witness, when you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, is this what you meant? All I can see in this photo are two people facing each other. You testified that you saw the two of them starting to fight. Normally, that's the kind of thing we would refer to as the crucial moment. Why haven't you presented a photo like that? Well, you see...
The photo we presented was the only one there was.
But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo of it.
Dope.
My apologies, young lady. But Miss Faye's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit. He can certainly downplay a situation, can't he? I'm sorry. I'm a very bad girl. Yeah, go to jail. I used it all up. The film, I mean. You ran out of film. This photo was the last one. What? I mean, that's verifiable whether that's the truth or not.
Unfortunately, that is the truth. Damn. I personally examined all the photographs she took that day. All the other photos are of the witness herself playing among the wildflowers.
The witness herself? Then who took the photos? Well, you see, my camera has a timer feature built into it. So you took photos of yourself? I remember taking some photos of myself once too. Please, no details. It seems that Miss Faye's assertion was not so decisive after all. But wait, just a minute. Well, if she had no film left, she couldn't very well take more pictures, eh?
Miss Foster, perhaps then you could tell us about a different sort of photo. Photos of the incident that you took with your very own eyes.
Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet. Very well then. Let's go back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed. Yes, Mr. Judge. Boy, this guy is really a sucker for sweet talk.
It looks like the other kitten in this room is the one that's getting all the attention.
Yeah, it's sickening. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Did you say wildflowers? Yes. The mountain is famous for its beautiful spring wildflowers. But it's only February. Oh, wait, what? Okay, we've already done this testimony. Did I press on everything then? Yeah, I've seen that. Make sure. No, this isn't. I hate that it does that. Fucks me up. Okay, did we press on? Did I only press on the one statement? Is this a new testimony? Because that first one I definitely remember seeing. Okay, two new statements were added. Oh, okay. Something that threw me off. Thank you. It looked like they were having a serious conversation up there, so I decided to watch them. Yeah, okay, I remember that. Yeah. Okay, and then that's the one we just pressed on. Actually, I think it's obvious too. Lol. The victim. Why do you think she tried to run away? With her police training, she certainly knew better than to turn her back to a criminal.
Make a good point, Mia. This was a large, powerful man with a knife. If it had been a quaggy woman like you, I'm sure she would have acted differently.
Damn, bro. Quaggy? Why, you? If it had been me, I probably would have jumped into the river. There's still something wrong with this testimony. She only got about 10 yards before she was stabbed in the back. So you're saying Sergeant Hawthorne wasn't able to get away from him? Well, it's a narrow bridge and it was swaying back and forth. If you ask me, both of them were in danger of falling off. I only wish I could have done something to help her. That seems to make sense. I wonder about that. Something seems kind of off.
Doesn't now.
You have a good sixth sense. When you feel that something's off, that's when you need to figure out why.
If Terry Fallis isn't the criminal, then there must be something strange in that girl's testimony.
Be careful, kid. That girl has the judge right. Yeah, okay, we saw this. Okay. Yes, that's confirmed. Noticed the two people on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. The victim turned around and tried to run away, but... So they got about 10 yards before she was stabbed. Let me look at my evidence. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Oh, it's interesting that she's mentioned. Oh, right, she changed her name. Let's see. Is it? I feel like this is the one that I can press. Suddenly they just started fighting. Because again, I don't know. Let's see. Before she was stabbed. 10 yards. Oh, wait, that's way too far. That's like basically the whole length of the bridge that they were. Right? It was like 5 yards. Yeah, 10 yards would basically be the whole length of the bridge. I smell a contradiction. Yeah, I think so. Witness. It's funny that I like pointed that out earlier. I just randomly decided to. I had a feeling it'd come in handy. Your testimony is a joke. Huh? What? But I just... Miss Faye, I thought I warned you not to make the witness cry. One short testimony and 2 bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse. You say there were 2 contradictions? It's simple. Just take a look at the diagram of the area. According to her testimony, the 2 of them were in the middle of the bridge. But if they were, and the victim had turned around and tried to run, well then... Oh... I was thinking about this very differently. What's the phrase for that? Problem failed. Task failed successfully. Well then, she would have hit the dead end. You said 10 yards, but she couldn't have ran even 5. Because Dusky Bridge is collapsed on that side. Wait, were they labeled on there? Where is this? Oh, okay. They weren't labeled on there. I would have had to like look at the photo and piece that together. But I was given that information. Well, this kind of makes it look like... it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What does this all mean? It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it. This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court?
Objection! Just a moment, Your Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion.
What do you mean?
There's one major mistake in this diagram.
What did you say?
What are you referring to?
It's all because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. It's a very old bridge. We couldn't find any official blueprints of it.
So you're saying...
I'm saying that even though this bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that can prove the bridge was broken during the incident.
But that's ridiculous.
You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence.
Huh. That guy is good.
Huh? What do you mean?
He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, all right. That diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy. Yeah, he's just making shit up now. Yeah, I think so. That's just off the cuff.
What? That coward.
Well, Miss Faye, it seems you've once again made a reckless accusation.
I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself.
No. It was not your fault. Not your fault at all. Allow. Very in character for asshole Edgeworth, to be honest. Yeah, for sure. He's a real dick. Well, you know, it sets him up for growth, though, and we love that. We love growth.
Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all what it was that the witness actually saw.
Indeed. All right, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony?
But it's so hard to go on.
We're all on your side, Miss Foster.
There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw.
Yes, sir.
Running from the crime.
After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to his car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw.
Witnessing such violence must have been very difficult.
Yes, sir. I'm still shaken up.
If he accepts this testimony as it is, we're finished.
Don't say that.
Oh well, maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on the way home. They make a really great mocha latte.
This trial isn't over yet.
That's what I like to hear. All right, Miss Faye, your cross-examination, if you please.
The contradiction is staring you right in the face, Mia. Go on the attack.
All right, let's see here.
Running from the crime. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Are you saying the victim didn't fall down on the bridge? Actually, maybe she did fall.
Of course she didn't fall down on the bridge. If she had fallen down, this photo wouldn't make any sense. If that was the case, her coat would have been all muddy.
Objection!
If you don't mind, I was asking the witness.
No need to be so rude.
Well, young lady?
Of course she didn't fall down. The man in the prison uniform grabbed her before she could.
We're one step too slow.
And then what did the defendant do after that?
Then he carried her over to the car.
Hold it!
You personally witnessed that? Yes. Did anything strange happen when he did that? Well, I don't know if you'd call it strange or not. But that's when the victim's scarf fell off.
You mean this scarf?
Her words match what we found in the scene. I don't see any problem.
I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. You mean the defendant carried the body all by himself?
I mean, wouldn't it be like infinitely easier to just dump the body over the bridge? They already established that they almost never recover bodies from there. So it does seem strange that he would carry her away from the river.
You mean the defendant carried the body all by himself?
That's not shocking. The defendant's massive. Maybe that's a contradiction. Maybe.
Yes.
Seems like more work otherwise. Yeah, and more likely to get caught. You know, more risk. Not just the effort, but the risk as well. Yeah, something's not matching up. And I mean, obviously Dahlia is suspicious as hell, but I haven't quite connected the dots yet. But I'm feeling the tessellation occur. Try to present that actually after saving. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I'll see how I can make that argument. I gotta figure out what piece of evidence to present to argue it, but that's a good idea.
Yes?
Considering the size of the defendant, I don't think it would be difficult.
Yes, but let's remember they were on a narrow bridge that was ready to collapse. Is it even possible for him to have carried a dead body on a bridge like that?
Objection!
Maybe the bridge map? Maybe.
Well, the fact of the matter is that he did. That kind of talk is just silly.
Wow. Why did he get so emotional all of a sudden?
Miss Faye, if you think there is some other possibility, please share it with the rest of us.
He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge.
This might be the statement to press.
Why do you say that? It's already a broken down bridge hidden away in the mountains. Doing anything more to hide the corpse would be going overboard, wouldn't it? Yes, but that mountain is famous among hikers. A surprising number of people go up there. But it's February, right? And it was raining that day, correct? There's also a small temple and a channeling dojo there. You know, those monks, they just love cold, isolated places.
I think the witness is trying to say that the corpse could have been found at any time. Besides, the witness is merely reporting what she witnessed with her own eyes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. And you're absolutely certain that it was my client who was carrying the body. Well, he was wearing a prisoner's uniform, but as for his face...
So you're saying that you didn't get a clear look at his face?
Well, they were far away, and it was raining as well. I thought I was only supposed to say exactly what I saw.
Excellent. You're a remarkably honest young woman. Yeah, right.
Something about this testimony is bothering me. But what?
Hey, kid. Have you ever put salt in your coffee?
No? Why would I?
Why not?
Huh?
It may actually go better with coffee than sugar, right? Listen, my point is, if you're not sure, you might as well add a ton of salt to it. It might bring out the rust in something, like a piece of evidence.
He's right, Mia. Go present something. You've got nothing to lose.
By the way, I wouldn't put salt in my coffee. But you don't go well after all. Alright, let's save. And then carried her to the car. We couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Let's try the map on this.
Objection!
Does it? Yeah. Alright, let me try presenting it to a different statement.
Objection!
Yeah. No. I don't think that's the way, but I do think there's something we can challenge. Sure. Take a look at the evidence again. I'm pretty sure it's the one we talked about. The presenting the bridge? I mean, I just tried that. That one didn't work. Let's see. 40 feet above Eagle River. Oh wait, this is the statement probably. That's the only way you can make the body stay hidden. Here we go. The third statement. Yeah, I was literally... It's so funny that this is the one that I stopped on too.
Objection!
There we go. There we go. A killer not wanting his victim to be found? I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found. Well, what is it? Take another look at the map of the area and you'll see how. There we go. Okay. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river.
For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful currents. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered.
Exactly. Ah. In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur at that same spot above Eagle River, you could bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in the water. Exactly. Exactly. I almost did the other voice again. Order! 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 I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Faye. But I must admit that it seems odd to not have thrown the body into the river. Well, Mr. Edgeworth?
How sad. Perhaps Miss Faye would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature.
What are you talking about?
My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is, this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw.
Quite true. Miss Faye, it seems that your assertion is without merit at all.
Objection!
But what the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous.
Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car.
That's certainly consistent with what the witness has told us.
Please, witness, go on with your testimony.
I'll try.
All you have to do is tell us only what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again.
Who is he talking about? Unfortunately, you. All right, I'll do my best. Can't stand Dahlia. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms.
Hold it!
Are you saying that the victim didn't fall down on the bridge? Actually, maybe she did fall.
Of course she didn't fall down on the bridge.
Well, okay. We've seen these statements before.
Objection!
Yeah, okay. It just hit me. Throws me off every time. It like, I don't know why, but my brain just like hard resets every time I see it at the first statement. All right, let's get to this last statement. What's the new one?
Hold it!
And you're absolutely certain that it was my client who was carrying the body. Well, he was wearing a prisoner's uniform, but as for his face...
So you're saying you didn't get a clear look at his face?
Well, they were far away and it was raining as well.
Saw this. Huh. Yeah, what the hell? Okay. Drop the car. Oh, here we go. This is the new statement.
Hold it!
What did the man do then? Well, naturally he got in the car and was about to flee. That's when I came to my senses. I said to myself, you have to call the police.
And so that's when you called the police. Wait, she's saying she saw the witness do that? That's not possible. Look at the bridge map. Yeah.
You're sure you saw all that with your own eyes? Yes, I'm 100% certain.
Stop it. There we go. So wait, she's saying she saw the witness do break into the trunk? I don't think the map is what's gonna prove that. I think it's this. Yeah. I was thinking that this shows that better. Because you can see literally this is her point of view and you can't see the car. But I do agree. I don't feel like the map proves it as well. Because we don't have, I guess we can mark where she is on here. Let me save real quick. I'm gonna use this one. I feel like-
Objection!
yeah. Okay, cool.
Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you've done it this time. Done what? Made a crucial mistake.
Crucial mistake. Like what, Miss Faye?
The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there? You're trying to say you saw that, right? With your very own eyes. Yes? And? It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram.
Oh, maybe you could have presented either.
The place you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. You see what I mean? Even if you tried to see the car, this outcropping of rocks is directly in the way.
Also, this definitely helps frame where she is. Okay, so she's there. So then if I look at this. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, which is why she couldn't run this way, because he was...
That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you could have not possibly seen the killer's car.
Objection! I admit the diagram shows a large outcropping of rocks. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing the car.
That's right. It's not so high after all. I was able to see the car just fine. I'm so sorry, but that doesn't wash. I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location that the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. Nice. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge. But the outcropping that is being referred to is really more like a cliff. Ah! Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff. But you still claim to have been able to see the killer's car. Busted! Bust her ass. Get her. Order. Order in the court. What is the meaning of all this ballyhoo?
Objection! Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in a stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing a murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that she saw it.
That's quite the leap.
Objection!
But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes. Oh. Mr. Judge? What is it? I think I must have remembered things wrong.
Hold it!
Same old bit.
Hey, wait a minute. You can't just say that.
Objection! Miss Faye, no one on the face of the planet is perfect.
Yes, indeed. Quite true. You know what they say. To err is to human, to forgive divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here. What? That's not fair.
Save the tears for later, kitten.
Mr. Armando.
Don't look back until the trial is over. Now is the time to go forward.
But that wasn't fair.
Okay, kitten. You need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony.
The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there.
So tell me, how did she know that? How did she know that he broke into the trunk?
Aha!
Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you knew that, you're gonna have a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom. Yes, she clearly used the timer feature. That's part of this puzzle. I'm not sure exactly how it plays in, or I guess what she was doing while it was set up.
Well, witness? Well, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk because there were marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain there were scratch marks from when he broke into it.
What? But let me see that photo.
It's true. These certainly look like the scratch marks around a keyhole. It's obvious that this trunk has been broken open. Well, Miss Faye, are you satisfied? The judge is on her side. Can't make any mistakes here.
Gotta save. Let me save.
What she just said. Is there a contradiction in there somewhere?
Based on this music, I feel like we got a contradiction. Seeing Dahlia ain't trustworthy. What are the chances she's involved in the actual crime? High as fuck. I'm immediately suspicious that she's somehow behind this murder and framing our defendants.
Melissa Foster. It looks like you finally betrayed yourself. What? You said you were in a field taking photos of wildflowers? But even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is, when did you get a chance to see those scratches?
Exactly.
Finally, finally got her.
Ha! I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. Then perhaps it would be faster if Miss Fey explained herself.
Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness had seen the scratches was...
She did not happen to be passing by.
I don't think she could have put the corpse in herself. She's small, like... So, maybe it's her car? No, because we know whose car it was. It was stolen from people at a red light. And I don't think that was her.
What if she got helped by Terry?
Maybe.
They will all be gone soon. I will finally be free.
Anyway, yeah, I feel like this is the only one that kind of makes sense. Ish. There's only one way that the witness had the chance to see those scratches.
Yes, what is it?
Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was Melissa Foster. It was you that did it, wasn't it? But that's ridiculous. I could never.
An accomplice, if you will. Yeah. Because there's no way that she did it by herself.
It was the man in the prison garb. He's the one that... I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Follis had been the one that put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There was no need to break it open.
Right, because he jacked the car.
But he stole the car. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light.
Right.
Which means that the key would have been still in the ignition. Oh, I see. Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we never would have uncovered the truth. That it couldn't have been Mr. Follis that put the body in the trunk.
Objection!
Preposterous to even suggest that the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how do you explain the photo that she took? The corpse could have only been in the trunk when the incident occurred. And we already know that at the time she was taking photographs.
Now's your chance, Mia.
Yeah, so she was putting the body in the trunk. Well, she was breaking into the trunk, probably, while the camera was set up on a timer to record the incident, which is also why she didn't get the vital moment, is because it was a timer that took the photo and not actually her.
On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is the shutter for this may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself.
I think we're cooking too. I think we're real close to solving this.
Let's take another look at this camera and see what features it has, shall we? It has a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Why, it's almost as if she had brought this camera just to take this picture.
Objection!
What are you trying to say then, Miss Fey? That when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed?
Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. Exactly. She was not in the field.
Would the defense please explain further? Listen, this is a crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when this incident occurred? And answering that question will also make clear Miss Foster's true identity. Damn it.
No, actually, I think I caught it and managed to do that without crushing it somehow.
Because, like, it disappeared for a second. I was like, I missed. And I opened my hand and it came flying out my face again. Damn. Fuck. Well, maybe it'll stay away now. Well then, please answer this question. I don't even know if y'all probably can't even see it on the camera, so I probably look crazy as fuck when I'm like, ah. All right, if she had to be like right here.
Take that!
Naturally, the witness was right here. I think.
In the spot where the defendant's car was?
Yes. She had to put the body in the trunk before the defendant returned.
Objection! You don't mind if I ask one teeny weeny question, do you, Miss Faye?
Uh-oh. Got that condescending tone in his voice.
If she put the body in the trunk at the time as you suggest, that must mean that Valerie Hawthorne was already dead at that point, correct?
Indeed.
Please take a look at the top of Dusky Bridge. It certainly looks to me like the victim is still alive. Am I mistaken? If Valerie Hawthorne was already dead, then who is this? The mountain is famous for spirits, so maybe you think it was the ghost of the victim.
Maybe, yeah, maybe she was on the bridge and the body was already in the trunk. Say it before trying again. Good call. Good call.
Well, it could have been a spirit, right?
Let's see. I'm trying to get a closer one. Just for safety. Miss Faye, don't waste the court's time with this kind of foolishness.
Anyway, I still maintain that the witness was in a different place at the time.
Are you certain?
Yes, I'm certain. More or less.
Oh, come now, Miss Faye. Well then, please answer the question. There we go. This is a better safe spot. Where was Melissa Foster when the incident occurred on the bridge? Right here.
Take that!
Naturally, the witness was right here.
But that's where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing. Order! 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 Miss Faye, what on earth?
Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on that bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim.
Objection!
Now we're getting there.
How asinine. Of course, Mr. Follis met with the victim. The only person with the opportunity to have put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Follis.
Objection!
You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valerie Hawthorne.
Objection! What? I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. Then who exactly is the victim in this photo?
I mean, really got to spell it out for you, huh?
It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness.
What?
It's the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Follis met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne.
Oh, I get it. I know where this is going. Remember the earlier evidence. All right, I'm gonna look through in a minute.
It was you, Melissa Foster. Me? Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day.
Right.
Mr. Follis himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne.
Objection! But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she she was the woman whose testimony helped get him convicted.
Objection!
But since then, my client has spent 5 hard years in a federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore.
You're just making this up as you go along. Where's your proof?
I've got it all right here. This piece of evidence will blow the case wide open.
I do remember the piece of evidence you're referring to.
At the time of the incident, Mr. Follis had forgotten what Valerie Hawthorne looked like.
Yes.
Take that!
We got this. We're cooking now.
Mr. Follis had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification. Namely, this muddy scarf. It was Mr. Follis who requested that she wear this scarf to identify herself.
I think we do too. I think we're cooking. We got this now.
That's already been proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as you were wearing a scarf like he asked, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster? No!
Oh boy. He fainted. Where's Miss Foster?
She's collecting herself in the lobby.
It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them together.
The only question is, why did she do it? I'd say we're halfway through the case now. Just a bit more. Sick.
Well, isn't that obvious? She's the real culprit.
Huh. Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Until then, this court is in recess. The defense and the prosecution are both to wait in their respective lobbies.
Yes, Your Honor.
Understood. Very well. This court is in recess. Okay. Halfway. Nice. Sometimes I feel like the second half of these trials goes a little quicker too. February 16th, 1:14 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 4. How you feeling so far about this case? It's good. Sometimes I like these shorter cases, you know. Sometimes the cases get a little protracted and I forget things, or like the way I consolidate stuff, I forget when it was introduced and whatnot. So I feel like with the short case, it's a little easier to keep track of everything. And it's a good story so far. It's always fun getting to see like the younger versions of characters get that early lore. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I want to say thanks. You're real good. You really hooked me up.
Thanks. We're almost there. Once I can prove that she committed the crime.
Yeah. But there's one more big obstacle we gotta get past.
Obstacle?
Yeah. Motive. Why would Melissa Foster kill that policewoman anyway?
Motive, huh?
Anyway, we're still badly in need of information.
Information. Right.
What we need the most is info about this Melissa Foster herself. All we know is that she's a student studying literature. And one more thing.
What is it?
Well, the incident that happened 5 years ago, of course. The kidnapping murder case of that zebra boy is on death row for. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie.
Mr. Follis, in that case, tell us more about it. About what happened 5 years ago.
Okay, I trust you. That day 5 years ago, I dream of it every day. This picture, it reminds me everything. Bridge looks same, just like then, 5 years ago. Like it could fall apart any minute.
So it's been broken like that for at least 5 years.
Sorry, buddy, but you sound like the one that could have. Sorry, buddy, you sound like the one that could fall apart at any minute. It's true, I did kidnap her 5 years ago. I kidnapped my girlfriend, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Your girlfriend? Huh?
Also, if you couldn't tell, it's implied Terry is mentally disabled. Keep that in mind. Yeah, the whole like childlike voice. He's like mentally regressed, it seems to be. Hey, hold on there. Did you say Hawthorne?
The victim's last name.
Oh, right. Interesting. She killed her own sister? That's psychotic. It's well established that she's a psychopath. Dahlia Hawthorne, Valerie's little sister.
What? Are you serious? Girl, let her go.
Shut up. Come closer, and I kill her.
Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance.
Also, if you couldn't tell, it's just that. Oh yeah, here come the ads. Oh shit, I missed it. My bad. Damn, I missed the ad break so bad. I caught it right as it was ending. Anyway.
The detective back then was Valerie Hawthorne. At first, I thought shooting someone for a kidnapping was crossing the line, but it was to protect her little sister. I could understand why she did it.
Wrong. No protect sister. Valerie betrayed me. Betray us.
What do you mean she betrayed you?
Everything. All lies. All make-believe. Kidnapping too.
Make-believe kidnapping?
Dahlia, my girlfriend. My love. My teen angel.
Did he actually say my teen angel? He's seen one too many soap operas.
Yeah. I do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says.
Anything Dahlia says? Hold on a minute. What you're saying is the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by...
Yeah. Me and Dahlia. And Valerie too.
Valerie was in on it?
Sounds like something Phoenix also did. Very similar. Yeah, no, this sounds a lot like Dahlia's Family Rich. Jewelry business. We get one jewel. That's what we thought. Yeah, it sounds like she may have manipulated poor Terry here. Wait, who's this? Oh, is this Dahlia? That's funny. Oh, she 100% must have, knowing her. Exactly. Like, knowing what we know, and she probably twisted this poor guy around her finger. What a mess. She's so awful. Me and Dahlia wrote kidnap note. We send to her dad. Ask for $2 million diamond. Tell him make exchange on Dusky Bridge. We tell him Valerie make transfer cause she knew detective. Having a police detective in your pocket is a useful thing, alright. In the end, you were planning on splitting the 2 million 3 ways, huh? Yeah, but that woman. thinking maybe Dahlia didn't actually tell her sister. Or she did, and that's why she murdered her, was to get revenge for fucking this up. That woman, Valerie, she do it for real. She shoot at me for real. Me and Dahlia. I was shot in arm. Dahlia, she jumped in river.
Jump? You don't mean she jumped on purpose, do you?
I couldn't do it. I could never push her. Maybe Val tried to kill Terry, not to split the money. Also possible. Yeah. Try to cut him out. There's a few ways it could have shaken out. Like, again, Dahlia could have just straight up not told Val. But that doesn't really establish a motive for Dahlia. So Val trying to cut out Terry makes a lot more sense. And that's when they decided to give you the death sentence. I couldn't believe it. That woman, she betrayed me.
That man, Terry Fallis, he killed her. He threw her off the bridge. He threw my beloved sister into the roaring river 40 feet below.
These 5 years, all I wonder is, why?
Excuse me.
Why did she lie? That's all I want to know. So that's why you called her. You wanted to hear the truth from Valerie herself. Yes, but I forget what she looked like, so I tell her wear scarf. I don't want to hurt her. Just ask why. Why? Why did you lie? Why did you betray me? I just want to hear answer come from her mouth. That's all.
That's why you made a crazy escape like that.
Just one thing, Zebra Boy. My senses are tingling all over. Tell me, Mr. Fallis, where is it?
Huh? Where's what?
Come on now, kitten. The ransom. $2 million diamond. Remember that now? Give it back to Pops? Did the police take it? I don't know.
Huh? You don't know?
No, really, I don't know. It's gone. With Dahlia.
With Dahlia?
Oh. Are we good? Okay, we're good. That day on the bridge, Dahlia put it in backpack. Damn. Now gone. Dahlia. Gone forever. Into Eagle River.
Disappeared with Dahlia, huh? Wait a minute.
You can come back in now. We're about ready to go.
Mr. Fallis, just one more question. When you said with Dahlia, do you mean the diamond is still missing? Along with the body of Dahlia Hawthorne?
Never found her. My sweet Dahlia.
They never found her.
Is she still alive? Swallowed by river. Gone. Dahlia, my teen angel. Your teen angel? How old was she anyway? Just 14.
14? I guess you were robbing cradles before diamonds.
He plans a fake kidnapping and disappears into the river with a rock worth $2 million. Man, oh man. Angels these days.
Fallis takes the fall and gets a one-way ticket to death row. Is Dahlia Hawthorne an angel? Or is she really a...
It's time, kid. Looks like we have a few more aces up our sleeve now.
You bet.
Okay. The training wheels come off now, Mia. You gotta strike while the iron is hot. It's one of my rules. Remember it. February 16th, 1:49 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. One sec. I'm gonna top up my water real quick and I'll be right back. My girlfriend messaged me, said, stupid. She says she has a Megan Thee Stallion, Nickelback, and Cheetos collab to show me later. So I'm curious to see what that's about. Now then, let's continue with the trial of Mr. Terry Follis. Witness, are you feeling better?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll try my best.
You're a brave young lady. Not this again.
I can understand the defense lawyer wanting to get her client off the hook. However, to try to pin the crime on an innocent student is.
What are you talking about?
My witness is not the person on trial here. She's an innocent bystander who witnessed a violent crime. That's all. What possible reason would a girl like this have for murdering a policewoman?
It's certainly hard to imagine this woman as a murderer.
Her motive, huh? I figured that's what I had to establish next.
Well, Miss Fade, do you have any evidence of a motive?
Yes, of course. I think.
You're still acting tame as a kitten.
Mr. Armando.
Listen, a lawyer is someone who smiles, no matter how bad it gets. Smiling on the outside while your guts are twisted in knots is the mark of a pro.
Maybe so, but I wish you would quit grinning at me like that. Excuse me? May I speak, Mr. Judge?
Of course. Mr. Judge is ready anytime you like.
I'd like to say something. Some people here are suspicious of me, right? That's why I at least wanted you, Mr. Judge, to know that it's not true.
I see. You're such an honest and upstanding young lady. It looks like this witness is a real professional.
What do you mean?
Look at that 100-watt smile. Just when things are darkest for her, look, she lights right up. Very well then, let's hear what the witness has to say.
I was out of the country until the year before last. Until I entered college, I had never even been to Eagle Mountain before. And I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Holding a grudge and killing the officer who testified against you 5 years ago? Or kidnapping a poor girl? I just think the defendant is a terrible, horrible monster.
Out of the country, eh?
Precisely. Furthermore, she has no possible motive for committing the murder.
Indeed. You're up to bat, kitten. Sharpen those claws and put on your best smile.
You bet. Somehow I have to tire to this case.
Melissa Foster's history. Let's go.
Hold it!
So, what country were you living in then? We were all living abroad, but after my parents were killed.
It was a brutal civil war. She had to try to make her way back home alone.
I lost everything. Didn't even have any personal identification. What kind of sob story is this? What do I do? Should I press her for details?
Yes. Because this story is bullshit.
Witness, answer my question. I'll even repeat it for you. What country were you in?
Your Honor, this line of questioning is childish. What country she was in and how many languages she may speak are irrelevant. What we're here to evaluate is whether this witness has any connection to this case.
I've lived abroad ever since I was a little girl. That's why I could never have known Mr. Follis or Detective Hawthorne.
Yes, I think we've established that point.
Yes, indeed. Well then, shall we add what you just stated to your official testimony?
Yes, please, Mr. Judge.
Hold it!
You didn't know either person. Are you certain of that? Yes, I'm afraid I'm rather shy around people.
Oh, well, that can't be helped.
Why is he just agreeing with everything that comes out of her mouth?
The first time you saw either of them was when they were on the bridge, correct?
Yes, it was really a coincidence. Until I entered college, I'd never even been to Mount Eagle before. So what made you decide to go to Eagle Mountain anyway? I just love being outdoors, picnics, hiking, you know, that sort of thing. You don't look like much of a hiker to me, but you do look like a gold digger, a digger of sorts. But Eagle Mountains is a 2-hour drive from here, and no trains run through there. There are plenty of mountains that are closer and easier to get to. Well, I went there once with the college hiking club. Fell in love with its stark, desolate beauty and its cold yet romantic gloominess. Didn't know you were such a goth. Excuse me. By the way, what's the name of your college?
The prosecution objects to any questions that involve the witness's private life. All that matters is she is a material witness to a crime.
Edgeworth already fucking knows. This fucker knows. God, I forgot how much of a prick he was.
The witness doesn't need to respond to questions that are clearly malicious in intent.
Thank you. She's really gone too far.
Miss Faye, you're treading on thin ice there.
Hardly said anything. Talk about sensitive. Perhaps, but your behavior that day was very suspicious. Not only have you contradicted yourself here in court, sorry, but you know things you shouldn't. For example, the scratches on the trunk of the car. Well, that's...
Unfortunately, Miss Faye, your last statement proves nothing.
Oh, really? Why is that?
The witness came to the police station once to identify the suspect. It's entirely possible at the time an officer showed her this photo.
That seems like a rather serious mistake. Huh. That's the oldest trick in the prosecutor's book.
That's not fair. That wicked inmate. I'll never be able to forget that horrible day.
Hold it!
A grudge? Well, the policewoman's testimony was crucial, wasn't it? Crucial in getting the defendant sentenced to death.
Yes, and that's precisely why he harbored such a deep anger against her. So much anger that he forgot his own guilt.
Objection!
My client has always maintained he's innocent. My client has always maintained that he's innocent of those charges. He seems rather forgetful. Your client, I mean.
You asshole.
Not only did he forget about what he did, but he forgot the poor policewoman as well. What do you mean by that? Your client. He forgot what the detective looked like, right? It's too bad for her that he didn't forget about her testimony as well. Well, he's right about that. Mr. Follis is kind of forgetful.
We always gotta press hard. We always gotta press. Full court press. Excuse me.
You said he forgot what the detective looked like. What did you mean by that? Well, he couldn't tell who she was without some kind of identification, right?
Quite right. That's why the victim was wearing the scarf as identification.
Why, if I had been wearing a white scarf that day, then he probably would have tried to kill me.
That's true. He's clearly a bitter man.
This is bad. Mr. Follis' reputation just keeps getting worse and worse. Sometimes it's best not to poke too deep. What should I do with that last statement?
I mean, interesting. I feel like everything is useful, you know? Like, let me say it again.
Your Honor, what the witness said just now is tremendously important. I'd like it added to the official testimony.
The prosecution has no objection. After all, the defendant is a killer and a mentally unbalanced one at that. That testimony helps to further prove that point.
No, that's not why I...
Enough. Witness, if you would.
My pleasure, Mr. Judge. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf.
Hold it!
What do you mean by lucky? Well, it's February now. Everyone is wearing scarves.
The scarf isn't white, though. Right. No. They pointed that out. I remember Edgeworth specifically made a point that it's not white. It's like it's a light blue, which is actually kind of funny. If you look at a lot of the art that I use on here, I use a slightly lighter shade of that for my whites. Because then if I go in and I want to add any white highlights or anything, it makes it like really pop. But yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's February now. Everyone is wearing scarves. I had accidentally worn a white scarf like that, like he said.
And yourself might have been killed.
That would have been terrible loss for the world. Huh. It looks like you pressed too hard this time, kitten. Does that count as a contradiction then? I'm thinking it might. We'll see. I'm gonna finish pressing and see if we find any stronger points of attack, but that's very interesting. For sure. Keep looking around and you're gonna lose sight of the finish line. Justice is blind. She's not deaf. Sometimes you have to know when not to talk.
We're kidnapping a poor girl. Just think the defendant is a terrible, horrible monster. You knew about that incident? But weren't you out of the country until the year before last? Well, I saw a report about the escaped convict on the news. They had an in-depth report about his whole history.
You saw this while you were fleeing civil war? A civil war that wiped out your whole family except you? Yeah? Interesting. So, you were still living abroad 5 years ago, is that right?
Yes. I can't let her get away with these lies.
Listen to me. She's neck deep in this whole thing. Somehow, you're just gonna have to get her to show the court her true self. Okay, so let's look at our evidence. I feel like, honestly, yeah, that's probably the strongest, like, point of contention. Let me save real quick, but I'm gonna try that, because I don't really have anywhere else I can think of to press.
Objection!
Yeah! Confirmed contradiction.
Witness, I want you to look at this photo you took. It's hard to see in the photo, but look at the scarf on the victim look at the scarf the victim wore as identification.
Ah, you are talking about this scarf here, right?
Yes, that's it. The scarf the policewoman was wearing. Got her now. Just don't mess up. But that's strange. In your testimony, you stated the following. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf.
What, white?
This is the scarf you identified as belonging to the victim. But it certainly doesn't look white to me. Oh!
Objection! Well, it was foggy that day, and it was raining as well. It's not surprising that she mistook it for white.
Objection!
Sorry, but not this time. The witness just confirmed that this was the victim's scarf.
Yes, but what's the significance? It's true that the scarf doesn't look white, but
There's only one explanation for this mix-up. The reason why the witness thought the scarf was white is...
it's gotta be this, right?
Take that!
Witness,
Yes!
have you ever seen this note? Note? No, never.
It's top secret evidence. There's no reason that you would have.
I wonder about that. Well, what do you mean? This note shows Miss Follis's instructions to the victim regarding their meeting. It says, wear white scarf for identification.
White scarf?
Ah!
Witness, you knew what this note said. And it's because you knew that you slipped up and mistakenly said white scarf. Well, Miss Foster?
Got her. Order, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm waiting for an explanation.
I'm quite sure this note wasn't leaked to the public.
And yet, the witness knew exactly what the note said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew were quite limited. Terry Follis is one. The person who wrote the note, Valerie Hawthorne, is another. And finally, one more person.
Did you say one more person? That's right. A person that no one would have suspected. Have you figured it out, kitten?
Yep.
Oh shit! Save! Fuck! Oh god. Alright. I mean, it's Melissa, right? I mean, I guess we could say Dahlia, but it's gotta be Melissa, right? Yeah. Because, yeah, obviously these two knew.
It's not gonna be Diego or Gumshoe. It's not gonna be Edgeworth. So it's either Dahlia or Melissa. In the notes. Oh, it did mention Dahlia. You're right. Okay. I'm gonna go with Dahlia. And that person is Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? I've never heard that name before. Look at the victim's note. This is what it says. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. There is her name right there. What's this? So who is this person? This Dahlia Hawthorne?
Miss Faye must be desperate if she's trying to bring the dead back to life.
The dead?
Dahlia Hawthorne was the victim's deceased younger sister.
Yo, good looking out. Yes, definitely. Thank you.
She was killed in a crime 5 years ago.
Killed in a crime? You don't mean?
Yes, she was kidnapped and killed by Terry Fallis.
Objection!
You said she was killed, but was she really?
What are you implying?
Of course, people thought she had died 5 years ago. When she fell off Dusky Bridge and was lost in the Eagle River. However, her corpse was never found.
Objection!
She was declared legally dead 5 years ago. As far as the law is concerned, Dahlia Hawthorne is officially dead.
Excuse me.
Objection!
But the fact remains that her body was never recovered. Dahlia Hawthorne was 14 years old 5 years ago. If she were still alive, she would be 19 now. Melissa Foster. I believe that's the same age you are.
Objection!
Even you couldn't, Miss Faye. You're not saying.
Oh, I am. But I am. That's precisely what I'm saying. This witness before us is the girl that was kidnapped and killed 5 years ago. This girl is in fact Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. What? Huh.
Nice work.
That was like tossing a grenade into a 3-alarm fire. But unless you can tie all the loose ends together, you're nothing but a hit-and-run arsonist. I understand. If I can expose her true nature, I can turn this whole case on its head. Now's my chance to make Mr. Edgeworth squirm.
A witness.
Just who are you anyway?
I didn't think it'd come to this. That's enough. You don't have to say any more, witness.
Yes, I understand.
What?
Mr. Edgeworth, explain yourself.
Your Honor, I have an admission to make. I'm a gigantic piece of shit. I honestly never thought the defense would pursue the matter this far.
You don't mean...
Yes. The prosecutor's office isn't filled with fools, you know. Naturally, we conduct full background checks on all our witnesses.
What did he say?
Ah, it looks like the kid knew. He knew her true identity from the get-go.
Wow, he is a piece of shit. No way. But then why? Because he's a piece of shit. We've established this.
If you hadn't revealed her secret, he wasn't gonna say anything about it. All he wanted was her testimony, so he made a little trade. Let me introduce you to the victim's younger sister, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Von Karma made him turn out like this. Yeah, for real. Von Karma fucking demon, motherfucker. God. Like, genuinely, this version of Edgeworth sucks. Bro helping a serial killer right now. But, I thought she died 5 years ago.
We thought so as well, but, well, as you can see,
Why? Why did she hide her identity for 5 years?
that has nothing to do with the current case.
Okay, jackass.
She was merely an accidental witness to a crime. That is also involving the two people involving the crime she was involved with 5 years ago, but they're completely unrelated. Uh-huh.
Objection!
Accidental? I don't believe that for a minute. For the last 5 years, she's been playing the role of the victim. And now we find her acting suspiciously at the scene of another murder.
Knowing Edgeworth's dad was a defense lawyer is sad too. He would have never wanted Worthy to be like this. Yeah, for sure, for sure. You know that if his dad saw this version of him, he would be fucking crushed by it.
Really, Miss Faye, I must say, your strategy here is painfully obvious. You're trying to pin your client's crime on an innocent witness in order to win.
The craziest part is, like, he probably knows she's not innocent.
At any cost.
How dare you?
Please, let us take a moment to think.
Yeah, let's see. She was involved in the crime 5 years ago, involving the exact same two people in this crime. And she just happened to also be there. She also happened to be fucking with the trunk of the car and had the opportunity to bury her sister's body in it. Okay. Yeah. Good news. Let's see. There we go. I think it might be Spectrum also. Like, maybe I need to get a router and like set up like a VPN and shit so Spectrum can't throttle me. But I think we're good now. I have to like switch between the Wi-Fi and the Ethernet, it seems like, whenever that happens. Really stupid. Anyway, it could also be OBS. OBS has consistently been a problem. But are we good now? Are we running smooth? We back. Yeah, it's okay now for me. Cool. All right, let's rock and roll.
Please, let's take a moment to think.
No, fuck you. Back to the Edgeworth is a piece of shit show.
5 years ago, this girl was kidnapped and nearly killed. But even worse than that, 5 years later, Dahlia Hawthorne lost something much more precious, her big sister. Miss Faye must be insane to even suggest that she murdered her sister.
What?
I'm inclined to agree with the prosecutor's logic. Miss Faye, do you have any evidence to back up your assertion? What possible reason would this witness have for killing her beloved sister?
Well, you see,
Save.
I thought I was winning, but somehow he's turned it around on me.
Honestly, it's mostly because the judge is like incredibly stupid. Like incredibly stupid. Huh. I think you need a little push in the right direction, kitten. The defense is prepared to present evidence supporting our claim.
That wasn't me. It was this guy, this crazy coffee addict.
I think we've heard enough empty threats from you.
These guys just want people guilty. If it weren't for Mia and Phoenix, the law system would be fucked. Yeah, they clearly don't give a fuck about reality. Huh. What makes you think they're empty, boy?
Because your protege looks like she's sweating bullets.
I am sweating bullets.
You think you're in a tough spot, huh?
Of course, aren't I?
No. You've just arrived at the moment of truth, that's all. Whether you win or lose, that's up to you.
Up to me?
The rashness of youth. How charming.
This coming from someone younger than me.
He's such a dick. Now then, let's not waste any more time, Miss Faye. Ooh. Well, I saved a second ago. That's good, at least. What motive would this witness have for murdering her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne? Alright, well, the only thing I have is this, so... It's gotta be this.
Take that!
What is this? Is this the defense's idea of a joke? If so, I certainly don't get the punchline. Well, Miss Faye?
Oh, that was the rashness of youth.
The rashness of youth? And what is your point in furthering such a stereotype? Okay. Yes, they're all very shocked. Let's get a better save point this time.
Objection!
All right, so it wasn't that. All right, here we go. This is the save point I want. All right, let's think about this motive again then. Witness note. Let me take a look at the witness note. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. That the whole truth part? Yeah, that makes sense. Let's try that. Here we go. Yeah. Big ups.
The story starts after Terry Follis escaped. He called Valerie and told her he wanted to meet. This is the note she left. It says, talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Valerie Hawthorne gave Dahlia a warning. She told her she was going to reveal to the world the whole truth.
The whole truth.
There was a dangerously important secret between Valerie and Dahlia. That's the reason Dahlia felt she had to kill Valerie. To keep her mouth shut permanently.
That makes sense.
A terrific story, Miss Faye. If you like fiction, that is. Enlighten the court, Miss Faye. What was this secret that was so important?
I saved.
Where's your evidence?
Dahlia and Valerie Hawthorne and Terry Fallis. There's only one important secret that connects them all.
Oh, yes. I know this secret. Your Honor, the defense would like to request further testimony
What testimony?
regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago. We believe it will explain a lot of things, such as the nature of the important secret between the Hawthorne sisters.
Very well. I will grant your request for further testimony. I know it'll be painful for you, but can you enlighten us once more, my little maple leaf?
Yes, I'll try, Mr. Judge. Putting on the old charm one more time, Dahlia. But this will be the last time you hide behind your womanly wiles.
Sadly, that is not the case. That last line is a little crazy. A little maple leaf. Yeah. Hold on. I'll have to test that out on my girlfriend. See how she likes being called my little maple leaf. Report back tomorrow. Maybe it's just esoteric Canadian Riz we've just learned about, you know?
5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Fallis. The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister Valerie brought it to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Fallis in the arm. That's when Mr. Fallis tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life.
The kidnapping left her emotionally scarred. With her sister's help, she left the Hawthorne family and started all over again. And we're to believe after all that, she murdered her sister? Preposterous. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Faye?
Yes, Your Honor.
As you've heard, the witness is still traumatized from the kidnapping. I'll ask you again to be extremely gentle in your cross-examination.
Mr. Edgeworth got the jump on me again.
If we're not allowed to fight, then let's twist some arms. Listen up. Still got that info. That ace up our sleeve.
What info?
Come on, kitten. Don't say you've forgotten already. The fact that the kidnapping 5 years ago is staged.
That's right. It was a fake kidnapping. Terry Fallis told us that in the lobby.
Do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says.
What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by...
Yeah, me and Dahlia, and Valerie too.
Yes, that's it. The fake kidnapping is your best shot, Mia. That's her secret.
5 years ago. Here we go.
5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Fallis.
Oh, whoops.
Hold it!
Did you and Mr. Fallis have a relationship? Yes, as a tutor. You were tutoring him, Mr. Fallis? No, of course not. It would be ridiculous. Mr. Fallis came to the house to tutor me. That makes sense. 5 years ago, she was only 14.
Does it? Like, I don't want to sound ableist or anything, but is Mr. Fallis of the mental faculties to be tutoring anyone? He probably came up with the kidnapping plan during that time. The Hawthorns are in the jewelry trade and are
quite wealthy, you see.
Quite the clever fellow, that Mr. Follis. Did I hear him right? Did he just call Mr. Follis a clever fellow? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, she's like, listen, I'm not here to tell anyone they can't do anything, you know? But this Terry dude hasn't exactly struck me as the tutoring type, you know? The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister Valerie brought it to the bridge. I heard the diamond is valued in the neighborhood of $2 million. $2 million? That's like 1 million toonies. It was still uncut, so it was about the size of a pint of milk. A $2 million pint of milk. I don't know what to think about that.
The defendant demanded that her sister, Valerie, make the exchange. Not as a detective, of course, but as an individual.
By the way, I want to ask you, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you think he wanted to make the exchange up there on the mountain? Why do you think he wanted to make the exchange up there on the mountain? If he ever got surrounded, it would be hard to escape.
There's one thing a kidnapper wants to prevent, and that's police involvement. In a place like that, it would be easy to tell if he was being followed. With only one entrance to the mountain, he was ensuring his safety.
What a wickedly clever man that Mr. Follis is. Yeah, right. It was all your plan. Anyway, Valerie brought the diamond to the mountain, and after she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Follis in the arm. That was a dangerous thing to do, considering you were being held hostage. Yes, but actually, that saved my life. What do you mean? You see, Mr. Follis was holding a knife in his right hand. Somehow, I just knew he was going to use it. I knew he was going to use that knife to kill me. That's why my sister shot him. It was to save me. That's when Mr. Follis tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I'd like to hear more about what happened right at that moment. Well, when Mr. Follis was shot in the right arm, he let go of me. I was dazed. I turned to run away, but Mr. Follis turned to grab me as well. As I ran, he and I locked eyes for a second, and he gave me a large, bloodthirsty grin. A bloodthirsty grin? Oh! And in the next instant... hell of a drop.
I advise the court to remember that the river is 18 feet deep and incredibly swift.
Actually, looking at that image, if he did push her, she would have landed in the rocks now. Take a look at the map, IMO. Let's take a look at the map. So, they were probably about here, ballpark. You know, it's hard to say because the rocks that were sticking out, like in this area, aren't really marked. It's kind of a generic map, but it's certainly like reasonable to imagine that a drop here, like there would be rocks around this area of the water. Let's see, do we see in any of these photos maybe? No, not this photo. Not really. That's alright.
I was a strong swimmer, but I was knocked out.
So they even try to present it out of curiosity. Yeah, for sure. Because I think that's like good enough that we can make the argument, because they've been able to like extrapolate beyond what this diagram shows a few times. So I think that that's pretty reasonable.
When I came to, I had been carried away by the river to a strange place. I'll never forget that day. The crumbling bridge, nowhere to run. Then just one little shove from behind. That was it. Before my sister could catch me, I fell into the river. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money.
Moment!
And that's why you hid your identity? Yes. I only told my sister.
Valerie Hawthorne, eh?
Yes. She's the one who knew about me.
Meanwhile, legally, this witness has been deceased for 5 years.
I didn't ever want something like that to happen to me again. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life. And that new identity was Melissa Foster, right? Yes. My sister helped me get the official paperwork taken care of. That makes sense. Without an insider's help doing all the paperwork, it would have been impossible. She was the only person left in the world I could count on. You think I killed her? There's no way I could.
It's the moment of truth for this witness, too. Once the truth about this staged kidnapping comes out, everyone in the court will know how much of a Jezebel she really is.
God damn, this dude's such a chauvinist. Like, Dahlia sucks. But that's such an interesting choice of words, my guy. I just gotta prove that the kidnapping was a hoax. He said a lot of interesting things, honestly. All right, so let's see here. The ransom price. Shot in the arm, shoving me. All right, and then we're going to present the diagram. Let me save here, actually, now that we've gone through the testimony.
Objection!
You say that Mr. Follis pushed you into the Eagle River. However, that's hard to believe. But it's true. I felt a push on my back. Also, here comes the final probably ad break of our stream today. So hang tight for a few minutes and I'll see you in a bit. I appreciate you so much. Hey, Orphanium. Welcome. A bit unfortunate on the timing. I think you pulled up right on the ad break, but really appreciate you pulling through. Hope you're having a thunderous Thursday. Not sure if you can hear me. Probably. Nah, I didn't get an ad break. Sick. Works for me. Cool. But yeah, we just wrapping up this case here, having a lot of fun with some Ace Attorney. I'm certain of it. It was Mr. Follis. I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said, that's hard to believe. I should have said, that's impossible. Is this 3-4? It is 3-4. Yeah, we're gonna start 3-5 on Monday next week and wrap up this trilogy. Then we're gonna get into Ghost Trick and Investigations. So, lots of Ace Attorney coming. Impossible? Wild how Dahlia ended up like that. Yeah, she sucks. She is a monster. Ah, damn. I asked that the court recall. Okay, ad done. Haha, short ad. I love that. I asked that the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge now and 5 years ago. Happens when someone doesn't get love and care. Oh, yeah, you know, turn into a real psychopath. You know, the whole nature versus nurture argument. I think that for most people aren't monsters just naturally. I think there's a few that are that way, but I think most people, you know, they become monsters because of just circumstance. That one thing after another leads to another, leads to another. I'm lucky I managed to produce my own oxytocin. Yeah, that's awesome. My girlfriend actually did a study, well, was part of a study at the lab she was managing in UW a few years ago. That was doing some stuff with oxytocin. It's pretty cool. They're finding it's got a lot of benefits because some of us ain't producing enough. And just a little bit of oxytocin can have like huge benefits, like on your mood and stuff like that, just intranasally. So, hell yeah. I asked that the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge now and 5 years ago. Yo, if you want some research material for a girlfriend. Oh, she doesn't work at that lab anymore, but I appreciate you. Yeah, they were trying to get stuff at some point, but I think they had to, there's like hella oversight on that kind of stuff. They had to get like a whole ethics board and everything to approve it. It's wild how strict they are. Maybe you want to talk about how the feeling grateful leads to oxytocin overload. Yeah, gratefulness is a great thing. Yeah, I try to actively practice gratefulness as a mindset because, you know, there's a lot that I can complain about. Life is hard and it's hard for everyone. But at the end of the day, there's a lot that I can be grateful for too. Like, I'm here, I'm chilling with some cool people playing Ace Attorney, and that's not something everyone gets to do, you know? Like, it takes a lot of equipment and stuff to be able to do that. And yeah, gratefulness is always something that you should try to make time for because it's good for your soul. I've managed to do it on a subconscious level, that I'm high without the negative effects of weed. Wow, that's sick. Congratulations. That bridge hasn't changed one bit in these last 5 years. If someone had pushed you from behind as you have claimed, instead of being carried away by the river, you would have been smashed by the bedrock below. A most certain death. You tell her, Mia. Do you understand now, Dahlia Hawthorne? Such a petty use of her name. Now I'm making a blissful story about love and care about a wizard and his pet. That's dope. That's dope. Have fun with that. Oh, right. Terry said Dahlia jumped. Just remembered. Yeah, he did. He did. Want to hear a sample? Not right now. We're kind of trying to wrap up this case, but I appreciate the offer. The very notion that my client pushed you from behind is impossible.
Your Honor, this event occurred 5 years ago. Why, for all we know, the water level in the river may have been higher back then.
Objection!
But it's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. A small change in the water level wouldn't have made a difference. God, you're right there. If the offense occurred just as the witness had testified, then the defendant couldn't have pushed the witness into the river. Young lady, what is the meaning of this? You see,
Objection! Just a moment, Your Honor. It's true that the witness testified that the defendant pushed her into the river. However, she never stated that she fell from the back of the bridge.
So many dumb ways to die.
What do you mean?
After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Fallis panicked.
Yeah. Nah, you're good. You're good. No worries. I'll have to tweak the sound levels on that. I haven't figured that part out yet, but it's all good. Where was that?
After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Fallis panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge.
If that's true, she would have fallen into the river. Well, Miss Hawthorne, is Mr. Edgeworth's explanation correct? Now that you mention it, I do remember when I fell off the bridge. My skirt got caught on one of the bridge's side wires. You can't be serious. Order in the court.
Seems Miss Faye's assault has finally reached its conclusion.
Objection!
Not now, Mia. This is no time to retreat. Unfortunately for you, this is just the start of Miss Faye's assault.
Well, what?
I believe your reasoning went something like this, Mr. Edgeworth. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Follis panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say that's impossible.
Ridiculous. What's so impossible about it?
Because your flawed logic contradicts the court record.
Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So he couldn't have. Let's see. Your flawed logic contradicts the court record. Okay, so what point do I need to prove? She shot him in the arm, couldn't have pushed her, obviously, because she would hit the rocks. And if she claims to have snagged on one of the ropes, what contradicts the court record? Let's see. Let's see. I think I was reading and not actually processing what I was reading. Fuck. Let's see. Did you make a save beforehand? No, I didn't. I was fully just kind of pumping through the lines. Let's see. I might just look this one up because I kind of goofed. Okay, so it's either the diamond or the witness note, IMO. Okay. That would make sense. These two have been these are the only ones that are directly associated with the crime 5 years ago. Let's see. This is the most substantive one. I think the witness note is probably the best bet if we're going to take a shot in the dark. Hell yeah. This evidence shows the fatal error that you've made.
It's a fatal error, all right. Ah, fuck. Unfortunately, the error is yours, not mine.
Well, at least we get a chance to save now. We should have one more health. But we're really pushing it. Yeah. Let's hit that save right now, actually. That's a good point. Just to make sure. Uh-oh, here it comes. Miss Faye. At this point in the trial, I can't just let that pass.
Ouchie. Come on, Mia. Take your time and think it over again. I believe your reasoning went something like this, Mr. Edgeworth. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Follis panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say that's impossible.
Ridiculous. What's so impossible about it?
Okay. So, we need to prove that he couldn't have pushed her off the bridge. Is it the diagram then? It's probably the diagram then, because we already established why he couldn't have pushed her off the bridge.
Take that!
And it's because of the rocks, right? Oh, shit. Ah, that wasn't it. Okay. Huh. What if it was he couldn't because the diamond would get lost? That's not a bad guess, actually. That makes a lot of sense. Let's take a shot at that. And then that establishes the diamond in the court record. Damn. That was a good guess, though. That was a good guess. Let's see. Let me also try to get a better save. Right here.
All right, so what proves that he didn't? Maybe the witness picture? But that's of the... Maybe actually, like all the guardrails. Maybe showing that'll be the move. It's a good thought. Hey, this is different. This might be it. Exactly, exactly. Like, it would have to be a very intentional action to push someone over that. Your Honor, all of the answers are right here in this photo. Take a look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend up about 5 feet off the ground. It would be impossible to push someone off from there.
Objection!
Oh.
But let's remember the size and strength of the defendant. Wires like this wouldn't be a problem for him. He could have easily picked up a 14-year-old girl and thrown her over.
Objection!
So young and already so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth. Get his ass. Mr. Follis had been shot in the arm, right? And more importantly, Valerie Hawthorne had her gun trained on him at point-blank range. So, Mr. Follis throwing the witness off the bridge? That is clearly impossible. Wow, we got him. Let's go. Order. Well, what is the meaning of this? Dahlia Hawthorne, you jumped into the Eagle River intentionally. What? What is this?
Objection! Indeed. What do you mean by such a ridiculous remark?
Yes, it's ridiculous. My sister was there to help me. She had her gun and handcuffs. She could save me. Jumping into a raging river like that would have been suicide.
Objection!
Perhaps, but still, that's exactly what you did. You were probably confident that you could handle the swift current. But even more so, the witness had a much more compelling reason for jumping into the river.
Objection! Oh? Then what was it? What was so important that she'd want to jump into the river?
The witness is still alive. This fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked her life by jumping into the rapids of the Eagle River. Okay, this is an easy one.
Take that!
Let me make sure we're right. I'm pretty sure though. 5 years ago, something else disappeared along with Dahlia that day. The item that Valerie brought up the mountain with her. The $2 million diamond. Hell yeah.
No, it can't be.
Yes, Dahlia had it all planned from the beginning. The $2 million. She was gonna keep it all for herself. She forced Mr. Follis to help her fake the kidnapping. At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river, with the ransom tucked away safely in her backpack.
Come on. Why, that's simply ridiculous.
Got them. Come on, they're on the ropes now.
Objection!
Order.
Your Honor, 5 years ago, the witness was only 14 years old. Do you really think a 14-year-old is capable of such a demonic plan?
Yes, absolutely. This woman is a demon. Yeah, for real. Dahlia's a monster. And there was one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. Yeah, you mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping plot as well?
Objection!
Satan's greatest soldier. Yeah, for real. Goddamn.
But she was a detective then. You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping?
Precisely. I'm sure that it weighed heavily on her conscience for the past 5 years. This is the sole reason behind the victim's murder. What do you mean by that? On the day of the murder, After receiving the phone call from Mr. Follis, Valerie called her sister Dahlia. And then she told her what she was planning to do. Planning to do?
She was going to tell the whole truth, as she wrote in her notes.
That is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is when you hatched your demonic plan to kill two birds with one stone. A plan that would ensure neither of your accomplices to the kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne. You killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne.
Who is that? Laughing at a time like this?
Forgive me. It's just hilarious.
Witness? Is that you?
You amuse me, woman. Miss Mia Fey. You can certainly weave an exciting tale. Naturally, you have the evidence to back it up, don't you? Evidence? Evidence that I planned the kidnapping, of course. That at 14 I plotted it with Mr. Follis and my sister. Well, And one more thing. What happened to the $2 million diamond? If you can't provide evidence to at least show that.
Well, Miss Fey?
I don't know.
Boo.
What a joke. You, Miss Fey? Are you stupid or something? How can I prove a fake kidnapping that happened 5 years ago? I don't even have decisive proof of Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
Well, it seems that we've come to the end. To be honest, the witness's behavior does raise certain suspicions. However, I am forced to reject the assertions made by the defense. Boo.
Of course you are. Is this it? Is it really over? That girl has made a fool of me, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Ah. Without evidence, the trial is over? Who decided that?
Mr. Armando?
Come now, kid. Haven't you figured out that you can make your own rules? For example, even if there's no evidence, there's still testimony.
Testimony?
On the day in question, Dahlia Hawthorne murdered her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. She hid her body in the trunk of Mr. Follis's stolen car, and then went to meet with him. Disguised as her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. That's what you think, right?
Yes, that's right.
In that case, there's only one answer, right? There's only one person left who can testify about Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
Since there's no proof, there's only one thing left to do.
Yeah, it's time for Terry.
Who is the one person who can testify to that demon woman's crimes?
Alright, T-Dog.
Your Honor, the defense wishes to call a new witness.
New witness?
Yes, we would like to hear the testimony of Terry Follis.
The defendant.
There's only one person that can shed any further light on the situation. Only one person that knows what Dahlia's role in the kidnapping was. Only one person that can say whether the person in the photo is Valerie Hawthorne, or whether it was in fact her younger sister Dahlia disguised as her. There's only one person who can solve this riddle once and for all. And that person is Terry Follis.
Yep. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what is your take on this?
Why not? The prosecution has no objection.
Very well. Bailiff, bring the defendant to the witness stand.
This is my last chance, Mr. Follis. My last chance to establish Dahlia's guilt.
I will say we are getting very close to the end, so lock in. Not much left. And do make a save, of course. Yes. Always be saving.
For all I have left.
Defendant, you've heard everything that's been said up to this point, yes? I don't believe it. No way. Dahlia died 5 years ago. Valerie betrayed me.
Mr. Fallis? I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago, but one thing is clear. Dahlia is very much alive, and you were used for $2 million.
That's not true. Mr. Fallis, there's only one question I want to hear the answer to. 2 days ago on Dusky Bridge, who did you meet? Was it Valerie Hawthorne or was it Dahlia Hawthorne? Dahlia. Did you betray me? 5 years ago, she promised never ever betray each other.
Terry,
Dahlia, it's true. You are alive.
you don't trust me anymore? Makes me sad.
Tell the truth, the real truth. I believed in you.
I shouldn't need to say it. You should already know.
Piece of shit.
But one thing that I will say. My life is in your hands right now, Terry.
Dahlia. I will allow Mr. Fallis to testify once and once only. Well then, Mr. Fallis, yours will be the final testimony in this trial. Witness. Eek! I'm sorry, I apologize. Oh, water. Please, water. Can't talk. Need water. Huh. Oh well, I guess it'll have to be my coffee instead. Cheers to water. Darker and bitter than hell itself. Whoa. All right. That day, 4 p.m., I stopped the car. I was in front of Bridge. She wasn't there, so I waited on her. I watched my car from the bridge. I never put nobody in that car. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. We talked, then she left. That was Valerie, not my Dahlia. So we gotta prove that this was Dahlia.
Mr. Fallis, you're covering for her. Do you think she would do the same for you?
That's enough, Miss Faye. His last statement was a fitting way to end the final testimony of the trial.
Well then, Miss Faye, please proceed with the cross-examination.
Is this how you want it to end, Mr. Fallis? Another guilty verdict to go along with your death sentence?
There's only one person who can stop it. You, kitten. Think. Save for testimony. I actually think this one is simple too, so it shouldn't take long. Cool. Let's hit that. Save.
That day, 4 p.m., I stopped the car. I was in front of the bridge. According to the note, the meeting was supposed to take place at 4:30. You certainly arrived early, didn't you?
It was raining. Already dark, too.
You waited on the bridge for 30 minutes? Mr. Fallis.
Eagle Mountain. That spot. Strong.
strong memories. Why did he just clam up? Could it be? He's hiding something here. She wasn't there, so I waited on Bridge. So you were quite early, so you waited on the bridge, correct? Yeah, I like waiting. I'm used to it. I'm sure he is. Zebra Boy waited 5 years to ask a single question. Find out why a woman betrayed him. To him, 30 minutes must have been like a blink of an eye. I watched my car from Bridge. I never put nobody in that car.
Hold it!
You were watching the car? That bridge. Other side is broken. Nobody can come from there. Gotta be the second testimony, Ammo. Someone must have came. I agree. So I was watching car.
What else were you expecting him to do?
I suppose that's the obvious thing to do, but something's bothering me. I'm getting that feeling. A contradiction? I wonder what's on the other side of that broken bridge anyway.
No one lives there. There's a small shrine up the mountain, but that's it.
Anyway, nobody came. No car, nothing. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me.
Hold it!
Mr. Follis, think carefully now. Are you certain that it was Valerie Hawthorne? I never lie. It's the truth. It was Valerie. I remembered her face. Wait a minute. If you had remembered her face, then why did you make her wear a scarf as identification? Sorry. I told a little lie. But the woman I met, she was different from woman standing here now. She was different. It was Valerie. We talked, then she left. What did you talk to her about anyway? Mr. Follis. Valerie told the truth about the kidnapping 5 years ago. She said someone needed to take the blame for it. That was all I could think to do. She said that. That's why she lied. Got me the death penalty.
And you were satisfied with that answer, witness?
Alia died. It was my fault. But I don't really remember. Maybe I did. Maybe I did push her in. It don't matter no more. Either way, my Dahlia, my sweet teen angel, dead. But you just saw that she isn't dead. After Valerie talked to me on Bridge, nothing left to live for. That was Valerie, not my Dahlia. How can you be so sure? It was raining at the time, and sunset that day was at 5 o'clock. It would have already been pretty dark on that mountain at 4:30. Please, Mr. Follis, this is your last chance. You've already taken the fall once for something you didn't do. That woman, it wasn't Dolly.
Stop right there. What more needs to be said?
Even if it means the death penalty, even if it means taking the blame for murder, you'll still do whatever is necessary to protect her? Won't you, Mr. Follis? I know it's obvious, but he's clearly lying. He's been cursed by Dahlia Hawthorne. He'll probably go to his grave still believing in her. Mr. Follis. Even if you can show he's lying, the poor guy will still be cursed. We'll still have to point out the contradiction anyway. That's the curse of being a defense lawyer, I guess. Alright, she wasn't there, so I waited on the bridge. I feel like it's this one or this one. Because what I'm thinking is I could present the photo of the car to this.
obviously he would have seen what happened. And someone had to put the body in. Let's save real quick. So we're gonna go with, I'm gonna try that, but then if the witness photo, this one, what about it? Watch the car from the bridge. I never put no body in it. Because this was, the photo was taken later. I'm gonna go with this one. We'll see. Nope, it sure doesn't. Okay, let's try the witness photo. Think about it. She came before he did, if you look at the pic. Okay, so, because, you know, funny enough, let me see here. Look at the pic. So he's on this side. And then let me look at this. Yeah, right. Because the photo was taken down here. Which means if she was cornered like she was, he would have been the second one there. Yeah, I get you. I follow you. I see what you're saying. So yeah, you're right. It is this statement too. I see what you're saying, yeah.
So when you got to the bridge, no one had arrived, huh? So you waited on the bridge. You're sure of that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're sure, huh? Well, then I'm sure too, Mr. Fallis. I'm sure that you're lying.
What?
Damn.
Oh, I would love to hear your rationale on this, Miss Faye.
You want to know who arrived at the bridge first? Just look at this photo. It's perfectly clear. Obviously, the person that came first would be the one at the end of the bridge, right?
But that's the victim at the end of the bridge.
Precisely my point. In other words, Mr. Fallis, you must have arrived at the bridge after she did. After she did.
Oh, it's Falls, isn't it? Carrie Falls.
Mr. Falls? Please don't get so worked up. We just want the truth.
Because of the fall from the bridge. I got there around 4 o'clock, it's true. I had somewhere to go. A special place. Maybe that means he came late. Right. Did you go to this special place before you went to the bridge? Yeah, it's an old temple about 15 minutes from the bridge. 5 years ago, me and Dahlia, we promised each other. We swore we wouldn't betray each other. He brought a memento to represent our love.
A memento?
5 years ago, I hid it under the base of the tree there. Of course. It's a special memory for me. This is it. This is what I went to get. This little bottle on your necklace is your memento? It's quite charming, but it looks empty.
Your Honor, you heard what my client said. He arrived at the scene at 4 o'clock. But he then left his car unattended and walked away. He was gone for approximately 30 minutes. With that much time, Dahlia Hawthorne could have easily hidden the body in the trunk of his car.
No! Indeed, there certainly was enough time for it.
I've still got a chance. Mr. Falls, there's no mistaking it. Huh? Mr. Falls?
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. That's enough. Please. Witness. I promised her 5 years ago, if it ever happens that we can't trust each other no more, then we're supposed to drink bottle.
No, stop the trial. Your Honor, we need a recess.
I was stupid. Couldn't keep promise. So I did it. I drank this.
No, we're so close. Just a little more. I was gonna prove your innocence.
No. Don't want that. Don't trust elf. Maybe kill again. Ugh. Meet all you. Again.
Mr. Fallis!
Mr. Armando. Thanks for the. Damn.
Mr. Falls!
Damn. Fucking A.
So my first trial ended. Suddenly. Tragically.
Right, because she took what's the word? Not a holiday, but she took a vacation basically after this, right? And like didn't do any trials for a long time. I can see why. Yeah, right.
It ended with no winners. Only losers. Ended up with a wound that cut so deep into my soul, thought I'd never heal. Sure, it was the same for the young prosecutor as well. But one person, the true criminal Dahlia Hawthorne, she left the courtroom with a secret smile on her demonically sweet face.
Fucking monster. Unforgivable. That witch.
Mr. Armando!
We were so close to the truth. It was right there in front of us. You were just a little too soft, kid.
It's my fault! It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself!
Don't cry, kitten. You're gonna make my coffee all salty.
I knew it. I knew I wasn't cut out for this.
Mia. Don't you get it? Can't cry yet. Damn! The only time a lawyer can cry. When it's all over.
Mr. Armando!
Gato theme playing here is so good. Yeah, I love his theme.
No matter how tough the case, no matter how bitter the memories,
Oh, they always fade over time. Then you file them away, eventually forget them.
1 year later, in this very same courthouse, I myself got wrapped up in that case.
Yep. What a mess. Only after that did Dahlia Hawthorne get put on trial for her crimes. The verdict was ultimately handed down to her was guilty, of course. Naturally, when the verdict was read, she had a perfect angelic smile on her face. It was finally all over. At least, that's what I thought at the time. Unfortunately, I couldn't have been more wrong. It's been 5 years, but now something has happened that's made me remember all this. Damn! What a cliffhanger. And that was 3-4. 3-4 was a banger. Like I said, sometimes I like these short and sweet ones because like you get like a really nice, rich story, but it's a little punchier and just that quick pacing really helps it sometimes. Not that I don't like the longer cases, but man, sometimes these little shorter cases can really like pack a punch because of the succinctness. Like that was a really good case. Definitely not like as goofy or lighthearted as the last case, for example, but man, that set up some good lore, and I'm sure it's gonna feed into this next case here. Well, you better be prepared because 5 is the longest aside from Rise from the Ashes, and it's a fucking banger, I can say that. Yeah, it's not silly for a reason. For sure, for sure. It would be very like it would be totally wrong tonally to be silly, but it carried itself really well without a lot of humor. That was a really good one. So that's man, that was a good one. And I could feel it setting up this next case, so that's going to be fun too. So we'll get the little preview, and then we'll wrap up for Case 5 is what the past 2 games and the rest of the cases have been leading up to. It's a ride. Yeah. Shichishido. Again, the Shichishido comes up. Damn. This is going to be like a super finale for the whole trilogy, I take it. I'm excited. It is said that this sacred sword represents life itself. Though the branches may appear to be infinite, the choice is limitless. Like our destinies, the sword comes to but one end, one merciless point. And when the silver cord, the fragile thread that binds us to this world, is severed, the illusion is revealed, and the implacability of fate is finally laid bare. Hype. All right, so this is gonna be where we pick up on Monday. I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna do tomorrow. I might do like maybe a little drawing and tea stream in the morning, and then play some Rewind 99 to round out the stream. But Monday we will start Case 3-5, the big finale of the first trilogy. So that's going to be fun. I'm very excited about that. And you might have to do longer streams for Case 5 because I know the trial section is like 3 parts. Yeah, we'll see. When I'm able to, I'll definitely do some longer streams. But I'm excited for it. I think we'll get it done next week, and that'll be really hype. I'm looking forward to getting into it, seeing what Ghost Trick and Investigations has in store. It'll be a lot of fun. But I appreciate you being here. I hope you had some fun. And I will see y'all tomorrow for the last stream of the week. Until next time. Peace. Have a good one. Thanks, you too.
on like this. I've been waiting for a chance to find my bliss. I missed every opportunity that came my way. What can I say? I'm just holding on for the day, not getting paid. My girl loves me, feeling like a fae. I don't know where I'll be. A day, a week, a year from now. Will I still be alive or will I rest in peace on the ground? Hit the sound of my own conclusion, ringing in my ears like it's my solution. If I ever take my life, charge my brain with collusion. Never stood a chance of taking shots at illusions. So what's the point of it all? Build myself a tower, let the world watch me fall. Is that the point of it all? Build myself a tower, let the world watch me fall. I've been running around and these circles got me tired. Set my life on fire, watch the flames getting higher. What's there left to do when I make it to the top? What's there left to do? Well, the only choices drop, 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 drop. What's there left to do? Well, the only choices drop. Barely know where I've been, sure don't know where I'm going. Keep looking for a win, but agony keeps on flowing. All the pressure to fit in has got me losing sleep. Folks don't care about your pain, just the success you reap. I've been running around and these circles got me tired. Set my life on fire, watch the flames getting higher. What's there left to do when you make it to the top? What's there left to do? Well, the only choice is drop, 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 drop. I've been running around and these circles got me tired. Set my life on fire, watch the flames getting higher. What's there left to do when I make it to the top? What's there left to do? Well, the only choice is drop. What's there left to do? Well, the only choice is drop. I've been running around and these circles got me tired. Set my life on fire, watch the flames getting higher. What's there left to do when I make it to the top? What's there left to do? Well, the only choice is drop.